Disclaimer: the material published on this channel is intended for general information only and is not legal advice or other professional advice. Any opinions expressed in this material only for the purpose of the general information and owner's personal opinion that is not effective in any court of law. Loyalty, an attribute highly valued across cultures, encompasses a range of relationships, from familial bonds to professional affiliations. However, the societal expectation of loyalty often varies based on gender. Historically, women have been disproportionately burdened with the duty of loyalty, particularly within the realms of family and marriage. This essay explores the concept of loyalty, its historical and cultural implications for women, and the broader societal context. It critically examines whether loyalty should be viewed as the exclusive duty of women or a shared responsibility, concluding with a critical summary and moral lessons. Historical context of loyalty. Ancient societies. In ancient societies, loyalty was often intertwined with the concept of honor. For women, this loyalty was predominantly directed towards their husbands and families. For example, in ancient Rome, the concept of pudicitia, chastity, was closely linked to a woman's loyalty to her husband. Similarly, in ancient China, Confucian principles emphasized women's loyalty to their fathers, husbands, and sons. Medieval and Renaissance Europe. During the medieval and Renaissance periods, women's loyalty was again predominantly seen through the lens of marital fidelity. The concept of courtly love often idealized women who were unwaveringly loyal to their husbands, despite any hardships. In this context, loyalty was not just a personal virtue but a societal expectation, reinforcing patriarchal structures. Cultural perspectives on loyalty. Eastern cultures. In many Eastern cultures, particularly in India and Japan, the expectation of women's loyalty remained strong. In India, the practice of sati, where a widow was expected to immolate herself on her husband's funeral pyre, though now outlawed, historically exemplified the extreme expectations of loyalty. Similarly, in Japan, the notion of on, a sense of duty and obligation, often places significant loyalty expectations on women, particularly towards their families. Western cultures. In Western cultures, the perception of loyalty has evolved over time. While Victorian England held strict views on women's loyalty to their husbands, modern Western societies have gradually embraced a more egalitarian perspective. The feminist movements of the 20th century significantly challenged the traditional notions of loyalty, advocating for women's autonomy and mutual loyalty in relationships. The burden of loyalty on women. Familial expectations. In many cultures, women are still primarily seen as the keepers of family honor. This expectation often translates into a disproportionate burden of loyalty, where women are expected to prioritize family needs over their own. This dynamic can lead to significant personal sacrifices, including career aspirations and personal freedom. Marital expectations. Marital loyalty remains a central expectation for women across many cultures. Infidelity is often judged more harshly for women than men, reflecting deep-seated gender biases. This double standard can result in women enduring unhealthy or abusive relationships due to societal pressure to remain loyal. Professional expectations. In the professional sphere, women are also expected to display loyalty, often to a greater extent than their male counterparts. This can manifest in various forms, such as staying in lower-paying jobs out of loyalty to an employer or facing backlash for seeking better opportunities. These expectations can create barriers for women's career advancement and perpetuate gender inequalities in the workplace. Shared responsibility of loyalty. Modern relationships. In contemporary society, there is a growing recognition that loyalty should be a shared responsibility in relationships. Mutual respect and loyalty between partners are increasingly seen as essential for healthy relationships. This shift is part of a broader movement towards gender equality, where both men and women are expected to contribute equally to the emotional and practical aspects of a partnership. Workplace dynamics. The modern workplace is also evolving towards a more equitable distribution of loyalty expectations. Employers are increasingly recognizing the value of employee well-being and are implementing policies that promote work-life balance and career development for all employees, regardless of gender. This shift is crucial in creating a more inclusive and supportive work environment. Critical summary. The historical and cultural analysis of loyalty reveals that women have traditionally been burdened with greater loyalty expectations than men. This disproportionate burden has reinforced gender inequalities and limited women's personal and professional opportunities. However, there is a growing recognition that loyalty should be a shared responsibility, reflecting broader societal shifts towards gender equality. Moral lessons. Equality in relationships. Loyalty should be based on mutual respect and equality in relationships. Both partners should share the responsibility of maintaining loyalty, fostering a healthier and more balanced dynamic. Personal autonomy. Individuals should have the freedom to pursue their personal goals and aspirations without being constrained by disproportionate loyalty expectations. This autonomy is essential for personal growth and fulfillment. Cultural sensitivity. While advocating for gender equality, it is important to be sensitive to cultural contexts and work towards change in a respectful and inclusive manner. Workplace equity. Employers should create environments that value and support the loyalty and contributions of all employees equally. This includes implementing policies that promote work-life balance and career development for both men and women. Challenging stereotypes. Society should challenge traditional gender stereotypes that place undue loyalty expectations on women. By promoting more egalitarian views, we can create a more just and equitable society. Conclusion. Loyalty, while a valuable trait, should not be the exclusive duty of women. Historical and cultural contexts have often placed an undue burden of loyalty on women, reinforcing gender inequalities. However, contemporary society is increasingly recognizing the importance of shared responsibility and loyalty, reflecting broader movements towards gender equality. By embracing this perspective, we can foster healthier relationships and more equitable societies, ensuring that loyalty is a mutual commitment rather than a gendered expectation. The end of the show.